It's not even a mid-size city. It's just a small city. And it has some unique, characters that populate the city, like any city does. But for the most part, the people are pretty warm and inviting. I know they've had some issues over the past year with the Keene Pumpkin Festival being overrun by the Keene State College students. And they decided that this year they're not going to have it in Keene. And I don't know where they decided. I think there was Laconia was mentioned. Lebanon was mentioned. Claremont, New Hampshire was mentioned. I'm not sure where they're going to have it. The Pumpkin Festival, but you know what? The town fathers of Keene have just done a huge disservice for their local business because it brought in a lot of money to the city of Keene. And frankly, if they wanted to teach those kids a lesson, they should first of all they should make the college pay for all the damage. And the college, I'm sure, would be going after those students. They did catch a number of them. They figured out who they were, and they were brought to justice in some fashion or form. I don't think it's likely to repeat itself anytime soon. But who knows if the Pumpkin Festival that was started in Keene and grew in Keene, and launched a bunch of other pumpkin festivals around the country to try to compete with Keene, will ever return to Keene. I don't know. It's a sad thing that they don't, that they've let a few people disrupt what a lot of people benefited from and enjoyed. And again, it's always this ultra minority, this real minority, the real minority that seems to dictate what the vast majority gets to do or gets not to do. And that is not the intent of the Constitution. Yeah, sure, you should not be able to, bulldoze over the minority, but neither should the minority, simply because they are the minority and they happen to be, pretty vocal, should they get the opportunity to rule the roost over the majority. There has to be a balance there. And we're not achieving that balance at all. We're grossly, and it's because the minority class, they keep screaming louder and louder and louder, even though they're getting more and more and more of their way. At least that's what they say that they want, and they're getting it. They don't seem to be getting happier and quieter. They seem to be getting, more, even more loud, and they seem to be asking for even more outrageous stuff. And now they're not just happy with getting their way, getting their way. I mean, look at gay marriage. They get gay marriage, and you think that they would be happy. Oh, no. Now they want to move. They want to push clergy of all denominations. They want to make them. They want to force them to give them gay marriage ceremonies. Now, I don't know about you, but the Catholic Church and the First Baptist, Southern Baptist, and a few others, Pentecostals, and Latter-day Saints and Jehovah's Witnesses, they're not all down for the gay stuff. Sorry, they're not. And you cannot the left, the minority, the loud vocal minority of the LGBT community thinks that they should be able to force them to marry a gay couple. Nobody can think anything outside of what the left says that you can think, and you can't have personal beliefs in the public arena, according to them. So if you don't want to, if you don't believe in gay marriage rights, then you shouldn't have a bakery or a photography business or, a wedding business of any kind, or a business of any kind that a gay couple might come in and want to utilize. Oh, no. You can't do that. So people will have to, you got Obama out there who's now looking at trying to put, affordable housing in rich neighborhoods now. wealthy neighborhoods. Hey, yeah, let's put a Section 8 house over here next to, these $500,000 homes. Because it's unfair that, the poor people can't live out in Westchester County or whatever, a wealthy community, wherever a wealthy community is. So this whole notion that, everybody's got to be, nobody gets the opportunity or the chance anymore to surround themselves, to associate themselves with whom they want to associate. Hey, look, if you want to be a part of the Catholic Church, well, it's going to get to the point where, Catholic Church got to have gays. Boy Scouts are falling into this, that now they've been pressured into reversing their decision and allowing openly gay scoutmasters now. And I guarantee you the first time there is a Boy Scout boy who is molested by a scoutmaster, it will be the end of the Boy Scouts. And, I don't know what else to tell you on that one, but that is going to be the case. It's it was, I'm being told that did I say Carlisle? I think Clarion, Pennsylvania. Did I say Carlisle, Pennsylvania? I think, if I did, I apologize. It's not Carlisle, it's Clarion, Pennsylvania. And again, they were great people. Misspoke with the Carlisle, if that's what I said. But it definitely was Clarion, as in the Clarion Hotel, for many of you know what that is. But, obviously I don't think the Clarion Hotel was started in Clarion, Pennsylvania. But I do believe it's spelled the same. But you have all these groups that are trying very hard to prevent you from believing whatever it is that you think you want to believe in. If it doesn't sync with what they believe, you should believe in. And, I've said things before that have caught some people off guard a little bit. And, it has surprised them. But I give them the reason why. Let me tell you one example. I say that this whole notion that you should force somebody to, for instance, a golf club, a private golf club, not the clubs itself that you hit the ball with, but the actual facility, a private golf club facility, if you will. If they don't want to admit blacks, I say more power to them. Why would I want to force them to accept me? Well, Rod, because, it's not fair yeah, but see, here's the unfairness. The unfairness is actually stupidity. You're telling me that you're going to force them to accept me because I'm black. Okay, fine. Now, I go there, I apply, they can't deny me because I'm black. So, they charge me the same rate as every other member. Maybe it's $100,000 a year. And don't get me wrong, there are clubs that charge this kind of stuff. So they charge me $100,000. Great. I give them my hard-earned money of $100,000. What do they do with that $100,000? They turn around and take that $100,000 and they start giving it to groups that believe as they do. Maybe it's a Ku Klux Klan or a skinhead organization, or maybe it's a candidate either on the left or the right that doesn't like blacks either, and gets them elected locally or nationally. They're using my money against me. Why would I do that? That makes absolutely no sense. I should be able to know who wants to associate with me and who will support me, and who doesn't want to associate with me and who will work against me. But no, you look at liberals and you tell them that, and they're like, well, how can you possibly think that way? Because I'm not a stupid liberalistic idiot. Just because you are running around forcing people in the public eye to accept you doesn't mean that they've changed their reasoning behind not liking you. You know, the old story or saying goes, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. And I tell, liberals this, and they look at me like they have, a deer in the headlights. Huh? Yeah, I'll go slow for you. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. In other words, if you think that you're forcing him to do something, he's still going to have his same opinion, even though he's now forced to agree with you. He doesn't agree with you. In fact, he probably disagrees with you now more than ever before. So the whole notion that I want to run around and start forcing people to hang around black people is just ridiculous. That's not going to change anybody's hearts or minds. That's going to foment hatred and resentment. But there are other ways that you get people to capitulate to, your will, if you want to do it that way. You have to convince their heart and their mind. In the meantime, I want to know who doesn't like me for the color of my skin, for the melatonin in my skin. I mean, if you don't like it, great. Tell me, I don't care. I have grown up enough where that sort of thing doesn't really hurt my feelings. I can't help who I am. And if they want to be, that type of person who wants to hold something against somebody that they can't help being because that's the way they were born, then so be it. But don't get me wrong, because I know some people are saying, well, that's the way gay people are. That's the way trannies are, The Bruce Jenner thing. That's another thing. Wow. I got a story here about Brett Favre. Yeah, did he make the Hall of Fame yet? Football? I don't know. I never really pay attention to who gets in the any of the sports Hall of Fame, so I don't know if he actually made it yet. But if he's not already inducted, he will be a Hall of Famer. I have no doubt that Brett Favre will be a Hall of Fame QB in the NFL Hall of Fame. But he evidently, people are jumping on him for not clapping enthusiastically enough to Bruce Jenner's speech at the ESPYs, getting the Arthur. I tried an experiment today. And nothing has come of it so far, which is really kind of interesting. And you gotta wonder why sometimes. I posted on Twitter, and I used hashtag Caitlyn Jenner, and basically all I said was that Caitlyn Jenner's not a hero. Arthur Ashe is rolling in his grave over this. And I don't know. I don't know if Twitter is monitoring that kind of stuff or not. But I'm going to post it again because there wasn't even a single comment on it. There's got to be something out there. Maybe I have to do it a little bit differently. But it's you see things about people mentioning about other celebrities, and they just get blasted for it. But look, and I've got over 9,000 followers, real followers over on Twitter. So, and plus you're using the hashtag, that should have been noticed. But I don't know. Maybe I need more than 9,000. So that's a hint that if you're not following me on Twitter, you should go over and follow me on Twitter. This Fridays are also shameless plug day for all my various stuff. RodEccles.net. You definitely go over there. You'll be able to find all the wonderful stuff for, all the connections to all social media that I have accounts with. Facebook, you should definitely do that. You should. I always, if you have Google Circles or Google Plus, you definitely should follow me there too because, I actually follow Bernie Sanders, and whenever Bernie Sanders posts something stupid, which is daily, I jump on it and I get people going in that discussion with Bernie Sanders. He is a nut job. Don't get me wrong, Bernie Sanders is a nut job. But we do have a lot to cover And we will get to the more lighthearted stuff when we get back. Hang in there, folks.